Hello and welcome. You're watching Life with Matthew, and today we're going to do a real short video taking a look at this Ksger the Ksger T12 Soldering Station. This is a pretty inexpensive soldering station that you can get from a website such as Banggood for around $40 to $50 if you wait for sale, or you can get it off Amazon for about $70 right now. And from what I can tell, the Amazon ones are just a little bit higher quality, but these $40, $50 ones, not a bad price. I just want to do a real quick mod to make this a little bit safer. So let's open it up and I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Okay, so as I open this up, let's talk about the problem with these Ksger units. My unit has a proper ground path that goes from the soldering iron tip to the ground pin, but not all of them do, so make sure to check yours before you use it. What my unit does lack, however, is any sort of protection against the case becoming electrified. In the event that one of the power wires broke off the PCB, or some piece of metal or a glob of solder worked its way into the case and created a short between the PCB and the case, there is a potential situation for me to brush my hand across the case and be electrocuted. The case does have a non-conductive finish on the top of it, however that by itself is not sufficient in the US to be considered a proper safety measure according to the UL standards. While I am not going to be able to mod this to perfectly fit the UL standards, I am going to improve this design by adding a stainless steel bolt to the rear of the case that will then be grounded to the ground lug of the power outlet in the case. In order to accomplish that, I am going to use a file to get rid of the top coating on the case at each screw hole, exposing the bare metal. And it just so happens that I have a round file that is perfectly sized to get through these holes. The screws themselves are conductive, meaning that in the end, the front, the rear, and top and bottom will all be properly earthed to ground. Then I am going to drill a 3/16 hole on the rear of the soldering station. I'll file the inside of the rear plate to expose the bare metal around the drill hole and insert my number 8 bolt. Using a lock washer with external teeth to prevent the nut from slipping later on, I'll secure the bolt to the rear plate. Next, all I have to do is crimp a 16 gauge wire to a round terminal connector and add just a bit of solder to make sure the wire can't be pulled loose later on. I'll place the round terminal connector onto the bolt and secure it with a split washer and nut, though strictly speaking the split washer isn't required, and some people even think may be less effective than having no split washer at all. Finally, I'll take the other end of my ground wire, insert it through the ground terminal of the power outlet, and solder it all into place. Once I've reconnected all the pieces, I can test and confirm that I now have a ground path from each screw to the ground pin of the power outlet. Meaning that if any part of the case became electrified, it would have a path to ground with far less resistance than my body would provide, keeping me safe. I hope you've enjoyed this very short video on providing a proper case ground for the Ksger T12 Soldering Station. If you're not already subscribed, I hope you'll click on that subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified of any new content I upload. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and share it with your friends. If you'd like to see more of this kind of content, be sure to leave a comment below or reach out to me on Twitter, Discord, or Patreon. And until the next time, may the Lord bless and keep you. May the Lord cause his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Amen.